after you had your surgery and after you were sent home, what do those next few days and weeks look like?
Okay, I will say this. One of the things I was really scared about the surgery is because you have to have a catheter inserted in you for at least a week to 10 days. I think that's one of the things that scared me the most because I couldn't even imagine having a catheter in me. But anyway, they put this catheter in you. You've got the bag, with where the urine goes in because the catheter goes through your bladder. So get home that afternoon, and the one thing they said is that walk as much as you can. So every couple of hours I would get up and kind of walk around with my catheter bag and just walk up and down. I didn't go down the steps the first day. I just walked on the second floor and just walked around and ate very light. I didn't want anything to upset my stomach.
And is that something that the doctors recommend or just for your own personal experience?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first day they recommend just a liquid diet. And actually, the first day after the surgery, that was a Monday, it was just all liquid diet, broth and jello and things along those lines. The second day, I was actually able to eat an omelet at the hospital. And so when I came home, they said I could eat pretty much anything I want, but I still wanted to keep it light because I'm still recovering. And surgery is a major thing. It's not. It's really invasive. I mean, they're moving around your parts around your body, and so you don't know how it's going to all affect and how long it's going to take to heal. So I just wanted to keep my diet as light as I could. So I just ate really light things for the next couple of days. But I also made sure to drink a lot of fluids, a lot of water, and to walk around as much as I could. And again, listen to soundscape music, music that was comforting and calming. And pretty much stayed in bed for that week.
What were some of the things that you hadn't expected that they may have told you, but it was a lot different from when you were actually going through it?
That's a good question. One of the things I was expecting, and I guess this would go after I had the catheter removed, because a week after the surgery, surgery was Monday, the following Tuesday I had the catheter removed, and one of the side effects, of course, of prostate cancer is incontinence, and so I was expecting to have incontinence. My surgeon even said, expect probably 3 to 6 months of incontinence. It'll get better.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, and I mentioned earlier, those pelvic floor exercises I was doing, and then I started doing therapy at Northwestern. They have a center out here where we live. I started doing that about 6 weeks before surgery. All of that helped to the extent that when they took the catheter out, and I had my Pampers or the adult Pampers to put on, and I'm expecting urine's just going to flow and I would have no control. We got home that afternoon and got up. I felt I had to go to the bathroom. I got up, went to the bathroom, urinated.
No issues. Yeah.
Happened 3 times that night.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is kind of strange, but it's good. Went to sleep that night. Got up twice to go to the bathroom. I didn't have any incontinence.
And still to this day, because you're almost 2 weeks out from surgery.
No incontinence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a miracle. But one thing about the hospital systems here, they're really good. I had a follow-up nurse provider that calls me once a week to find out how the surgery's been going. And I mentioned that, I haven't had any incontinence. She says, "You're kidding." I said, "Well, I've been doing these exercises, and it must have helped because I have no incontinence." And she said, "What was the exercise you were doing?" And I told her about this pelvic floor exercise I'd been doing since last March. And she said, "Well, I'm going to start recommending that to my patients because that's amazing." She said, "It's very rare that I hear this." And so, again, we go back to being healthy, exercising, taking, nutrition, eating the right foods, and all that's going to help in the recovery. My doctors always said, because if you're overweight, for example, or you're not in good health, you've got heart issues, or your recovery is going to really take a long time, and you may not be as fortunate as I was to not have any incontinence. So I was very fortunate.
Yeah, and then I'd say for the people watching and listening, you're now almost 2 weeks out. What's now going through your mind? You've overcome this really difficult thing, if you can leave anyone with words of encouragement, what are they?
Yeah, well, one thing I'll say, we're still on this recovery journey,
Yeah.
and for example, I can't do any heavy lifting or straining or anything like that for the next 4 to 6 weeks, which is fine with me. But I almost sense a change in the way I look at life now. I kind of feel like I've been fortunate to have this second chance, and it's a good thing, but it makes you more reflective, I think. It makes you, I guess, more quieter.
Like observant?
More observant, and even quiet, because I don't get anxious as much as I may have.
I like
before.
your mind is more quiet.
Yeah, your mind is more quiet, and it's just you feel like you're in a good place.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. And then I'd say, anything else that you want to leave the viewers or listeners with, just from start to finish, what you've experienced?
Yeah, if you can, again, communicate this thing to other people. You'd be surprised. People come to you and say, I've had this experience, I know somebody that's gone through this, and talk to as many people as you can. And you'll realize it's not as bad, it's something that you can overcome, and it's just, making sure that once you make that decision on what sort of treatment option you're going to go, go all in, and do all the things, read as much as you can about aftercare, and again, spread the word that cancer, prostate cancer screening is really important. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, because one of the things I failed to mention earlier is that one of my sisters had introduced me to this doctor at Northwestern University that has this website, and it's sort of like an awareness website for men with prostate cancer, and they have webinars every Wednesday, and I attended a couple of the webinars. It was really helpful, because not only are prostate cancer patients on the webinars, but also healthcare providers, loved ones, just people in general that want to know more about it. So there's this whole universe of information and people and out there that can really, really help you along this journey.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate everyone listening and watching at home. Again, you're not alone in this. We'll drop a few links of different resources that helped my dad through this, but again, we are not doctors. We really just wanted to have an honest conversation, just talking about what we experienced, educate as many people at home as possible, but also just know that there's always people you can turn to.
Yeah, exactly. So reach out to people. There's a lot of resources out there. I mean, even at Northwestern, they had like all sorts of resources for not only the patient, but for the patient's family as well. So reach out, talk to people. There's not, this is part of life, and we're all going to go through something, but at least you know that you have somebody out there that can help you along the way.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching and listening, and good luck with the journey, and no matter stage that you're at.
Exactly. Thank you.